Hey everyone! Today we have another Mocha Flow. These classes are inspired by the mochaccino drink, so they're a little bit strong and they're also a little bit sweet. We're theming this class around the yogic concept of Ahimsa, or non-violence. This is a really core part of our yoga practice. It is the first yama, or ethical guideline for how we live, and it basically means that we act and think and speak in a way that doesn't intend to cause harm or violence towards others and towards ourselves. And when we live with Ahimsa being our foundation, it means that we can uplift others as well as ourselves. However, practicing non-violence does not mean that we become soft and totally agreeable. And in fact, I was listening to a podcast recently with the CEO of Snapchat, and he was explaining the difference between being nice and being kind. When you're being nice, you're just saying all the things that you want to hear. They're usually quite positive, but superficial. Being kind, however, comes from a deeper space. And it sometimes means that we have to have those harder conversations with others or ourselves, and they may not be the things we want to hear. And sometimes being overly nice can actually be harmful because they're not truthful and they're not necessarily grounded in reality. And so in our class today, let's practice Ahimsa, non-violence, by being kind, by seeing ourselves and our thoughts and our being with clarity, with truth. And it might mean that we don't like what we see, but we see that reality and we are encouraging without being soft. Okay, that's a lot of talking, but let's get started down on our backs. You might be lying down in Shavasana with your legs out long. You also might have your feet wide and your knees knocking towards each other. Close down the eyes and start to take some slow, deep breaths in and out through the nose. Maybe you can feel your belly expanding more. Maybe even your ribs, feeling them press out to the sides of the mat, as well as front and back, up and down. And then as you exhale, feeling the belly soften, feeling the ribs close towards each other. Untense the muscles. Get heavy. And let's just use the next few moments to notice and observe the more subtle parts of ourselves. Our thoughts, our feelings, our energies that are present right at this moment. Noticing these without any judgment or attachment. And if you notice today, your thoughts kind of veering towards the more harmful, the more violent, the more negative, just notice that. And then come back to a space of kindness, of seeing yourself as you are, being empathetic. Not giving up, but encouraging yourself to come back to a space of love. Take a deep breath in through the nose. A soft sigh out of the mouth. Hug the knees towards the chest. Hold your hands around the knees, the shins. Maybe there's a little sway from side to side. And then let your knees fall apart. You can kind of imagine happy baby, but keep your feet tucked in for the moment. Opening more through the adductors, the inner of the legs. And maybe from here, if you did feel like a little more, you could lift the feet up towards the sky. Maybe the hands come around the ankles or around the outsides of the feet for happy baby. And very gently pull the lower back towards the ground. Feel the knees pull down to the ground, the shoulders pull down to the ground, but you might even try to kick your feet up towards the sky even more. So there's this push and a pull, helping to open through the hips even more. Maybe you stay here. You could extend one foot out to the side. And then draw it back in. Maybe the other foot goes out. Come in. Just be really gentle here, especially at the very beginning of our practice where we haven't warmed up a huge amount. We just want to make these movements feel doable and we're not forcing anything. And then hug the knees back in towards each other. Cross the right knee on top of the left. Almost like you're trying to make eagle legs. But keep your feet apart. Start by hugging the hands behind the back of the left thigh. Pull the legs towards you. And maybe you stay here. If you did feel like a little more, you could take the left hand around the right ankle. And maybe you stay here, or if you did have the room to, take the right hand around the left ankle. Thinking cow face pose in the legs, Gomakasana. Stretching through the outer edges of the glutes. One more breath. and then swapping the legs over. So left leg on top of the right, maybe just starting with hugging hands behind the back of the right thigh. And maybe you stay here, or right hand comes on top of the left ankle. Maybe left hand comes on top of the right ankle. And what you're trying to think about is pulling the feet towards you, maybe driving the knees away from you. Again, gentle here. One more slow breath into the ribs, into the belly. Release the legs, hug the hands behind the back of the thighs, roll yourself up. Maybe you cross the legs for a moment, finding a tall spine. Setting intention for our practice, always coming back to the space within. Open your eyes, plant your hands down. Let's come into downward facing dog. Tuck onto your toes, lift your hips up and back. You might pedal out the feet here. Dropping one heel down, dropping the other heel down. Shifting the hips from side to side, shifting the shoulders side to side. And then find a moment of stillness. Pressing hands evenly into the ground, shifting the chest back towards the thighs, lengthening the arms. Walk your feet towards your hands, Uttanasana, forward fold. You might have your feet hip width distance or together. Tuck the chin in towards the chest. Bring the hands on top of the shins. Inhale as you lift halfway, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Rise up through standing. Inhale, lift the arms up. Squeeze the glutes. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, fold forward. Halfway lift. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale, hands down. Step your feet back to plank. Hold for your breath in. Really push the ground away from you. As you exhale, Chaturanga, tuck the elbows in, come down onto your belly. Cobra, Bhujangasana, breathe in, lift up, roll the shoulders back. As you exhale, come down, push up onto your knees, then tuck your toes, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Just also know that you can come into child's pose at any point as well. Use your next breath in, sweep the right toes high, three-legged dog. As you exhale, keep the right leg straight, but open your right hip up. So you're thinking right hip stacked on top of the left. Now, how high can you get your right foot here? You might feel this in your left adductors, the inner of the thighs, maybe through the spine, the right side of the body. On your next breath in, roll yourself forward. Draw the right knee towards the nose. As you exhale, step the right foot in between the hands. Lower the left heel down for warrior two. Up to the left side of your mat. Right knee is bent. Left leg is long. You're sinking your hips down, reaching the arms wide. Flip your right hand, inhale to reverse. Left hand down the left leg. Exhale to hold. Inhale, come back through warrior two. Lengthen your right leg. As you exhale, shuffle your left foot in a little more. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Inhale, right hand forward, hips to the back of the mat. As you exhale, right hand to the shin. It might be a little higher up on the thigh. It might be a little lower to the ground. Tuck your tailbone here. Okay, so you're kind of pulling your hip bones and your ribs towards each other on the front of the body. Take one more breath. Reverse your triangle. Inhale, come up. Reach the right hand up. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, frame out your front foot. Hands come down. As you exhale, step your right foot back. Chaturanga, tuck the elbows in. Inhale, you might come into cobra or upward facing dog with your knees and your hips off the ground. As you exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take an inhale through the nose and an exhale through the nose. Inhale, lift your left toes high, three-legged dog. Exhale, open the hip. Keep your left leg really long. Push both hands down into the ground. Can you lift your left foot up a little higher? Inhale, start to roll forward, left knee towards the nose. Exhale, step the left foot in between the hands, lower the right heel down. Open Virabhadrasana 2. Looking at your left hand, sinking into the hips. Flip your left hand, inhale, reverse. Viparita Virabhadrasana. Exhale to hold. Big side bend through the left side body. Inhale, hands come back. Lengthen your left leg. As you exhale, walk your right foot in. Reach your left hand forward, inhale. Hips back. Exhale, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Hold here, remember that little tuck, little push of your hips forward. Roll the right shoulder back so it's stacked on top of the left. And maybe even look up to your right thumb. Inhale, reverse. Right hand down the right thigh. Exhale to hold. Frame out your front foot, breathe in. As you exhale, step your left foot back, vinyasa. Inhale, right toes high. Exhale, open the hip. Inhale, roll forward, right knee to nose. Exhale, step it through. Lower the left heel down, warrior two. Breathe in. Breathe out, sink. Stay low on the legs, reverse. Breathe in. Breathe out to hold. Breathe in, come back, lengthen your legs, reach your right hand forward. Exhale, Trikonasana. Inhale, rise up, reverse. Exhale. Frame out your front foot, breathe in. Step your right foot back. Exhale, flow through your vinyasa. At the back, breathe in, left toes high. Exhale, open the hip. Inhale, roll forward, left knee to nose. Exhale, step it through, right heel comes down, open warrior two. Inhale, flip and reverse. Exhale to hold. Inhale, lengthen the left leg, walk the heel forward, reach, exhale. Inhale, come back, reverse. Exhale. Hands come down, breathe in. Step your left foot back. Exhale. Inhale, push the hands down, lift up, shoulders back. Exhale, down dog. One more time, we add on a little bit. Breathe in, right toes high. Exhale, open. Inhale, roll forward. Exhale, right foot down, left heel down, open up. Breathe in, reverse. Exhale, hold. Can you sink a little lower? Breathe in, lengthen legs for Trikonasana. Exhale, reach and dive. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale. Can you reach away more with your right hand? Half moon. Inhale, shift your weight into your right foot. Lift up your left foot. Exhale, dive it down. Keep rolling your left shoulder back, your left hip back. You might float the right hand and might ground down onto the floor beneath you. One more breath. Breathe in, lift the left knee high. As you exhale, tree pose. Left foot comes onto the right leg. Might be high, might be low. Squeeze the glutes. Feel the left knee roll out while keeping that left hip in line with the right. One more breath. Place the left foot down, breathe in, lift the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, hands down. You could step or hop back through your vinyasa. Or skip it out if you wanted a little bit more rest at the back. Breathe in, left toes high. Exhale to open. Breathe in, roll forward. Exhale, step it through. Warrior two. Breathe in. Breathe out. Flip reverse, inhale. Exhale. Reset, inhale. Right foot forward, hips back. Exhale. Feel the inner legs squeeze towards each other. Inhale, reverse. Exhale. Half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Inhale, shift forward, arms wide. Exhale, lift the right foot off. Can you make your right leg even longer? Can you lift it up a bit higher? Stork pose, inhale, right knee lifts, turn to the front. As you exhale, Vrikshasana, tree pose. You might have it on the thigh, you might have it on the shin. Really squeeze the foot into the leg and the leg back into the foot. Rolling your shoulders back and down. One more breath. Place the right foot down, breathe in, lift the arms up. Breathe out, fold forward. Inhale. Exhale, hands down, your vinyasa back. And once you get to the back, we're actually going to bring our knees down for a moment, sinking hips towards the heels for child's pose. So grounding forehead down on the mat. Slowing the breath down. Reconnecting with our intention. Use your next breath in, roll yourself forward, plant into the hands. As you exhale, tuck toes, lift the hips up. Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Use your next breath in, walk your feet forward, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, ripple down. Rise up through standing, inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands by the sides. Okay, slightly different sequence here. A little bit spicy, a little bit sweet, a bit of balance. Like balance is always a great way to feel into those thoughts of non-violence, non-judgment. Let's start with tree pose. Right foot lifts up. Just like we did before, you're squeezing, you're lifting up, but you're also grounding down through your left foot. One more breath. From here, you can either take the right hand behind the right thigh, lifting it up to the side, and then extending toes out if you want to. Otherwise, peace fingers around the right big toe. Inhale, extend the right toes out. Exhaling to hold. Hita Pajvakonasana. Oh no, that's not the right word. Keep the bind around your legs. Doesn't have to be far, keep the spine long. Lift back up, breathe in, reach your right foot forward. And then as you exhale, warrior three. Not here for too long, sweep your right toes back. You can always touch the right toes down on the ground. From here, right knee slides behind the left. Maybe the hands come down and you sit down on your heel, on your hips. Setting up for our Gomukhasana, our cow face pose, aiming to stack left knee on top of the right, but if that's not happening in the body today, you can also have your legs crossed. Wiggle your feet out. Try to get both of the hips down. Hands for the moment, let's just bring them onto the feet and lean forward. Might even close eyes down. One more breath. Okay, set yourself up. So, option for a transition here. You might shuffle yourself forward for this. Keeping hands around the ankles. Roll yourself down onto your back, maybe a little fall or collapse, and that's totally fine. Otherwise, you can just come down onto your back, and just like we did at the very beginning, you could hold hands behind the back of the thighs. Otherwise, try to keep the hands around the ankles. With this one, there can be effort, there can be activation, or it could be a bit more passive. It's just whatever feels good. Unwind the legs, happy baby, breathe in, take your feet wide. Exhale. And maybe you stay here, or both feet extend out to the sides. You can keep the hands around the feet, or you can take them to the calves or the thighs. And come back, right thigh crosses on top this time. Maybe you just hug the hands behind the back of the thighs, or you can hold the feet. And if you want it, we're going to try roll up again. Use your hands if you want, otherwise you might get a bit of momentum to eventually land up. Land the feet and then fold forward. Keeping the hips down on the ground, hands on top of the feet, really pushing them down too. Lift up. right foot comes out in front of the left shin. We're going to transition to warrior 3. So shift your weight into your right foot and then push away from the ground. Left foot reaches back. Lift yourself up. Left leg comes out in front. Option peace fingers around the left big toe. Breathing in and then breathing out, extending it forward. Take the left foot out to the side, and just like we did before, option to lean. So breathing in, lifting tall, shoulders down. Exhale, hinging your hips back. This is kind of like the coffee kick, and even though it's not fast, it's really challenging for coordination. Inhale, lift up. As you exhale, tree pose. Left foot to the right leg. One more breath. Ooh, it's a very wobbly tree. Land the foot down. Breathe in, lift the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, optional vinyasa. Inhale, make your way forward, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rise up through standing. Exhale, hands by the sides. Okay, one more time with that little sequence, but we're going to start with the left leg first. So bring it up to the leg, tree pose. I won't stay here for as long because I'm sure our right ankles are still burning a little. And when you're ready, taking the left leg to the side, maybe it's peace fingers, maybe it's hand around the thigh. Inhale, lift tall. Exhale, hinge. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, take the foot forward. With control, release the left foot, warrior 3. Maybe the hands come down, left knee comes behind the right ankle, sit yourself on the ground. Setting up for Gomukhasana, cow face pose, or any variation of hip opener that feels good for you. Try to get the knees on top of each other as best as you can. Another great alternative is sitting up onto a block. Lift tall, breathe in. Breathe out, fold. Inhale, lift tall. Maybe hands come around the feet. Shuffle yourself forward a little. And as you exhale, roll back. Happy baby. Inhale. Unravel the feet. Exhale. Maybe you stay here or take the feet wide. And then when you're ready, come back. Left knee on top of the right this time. with as much or as little momentum as you would like. Try roll yourself up. Whew. Land the feet. Breathe in, lift tall. Breathe out, fold. Intentionally slowing the breath down. And lift yourself up. Step the left foot in front of the right shin. Use your hands as you would like, warrior 3. Right foot reaches back. Inhale, lift tall. Maybe peace fingers come around the right big toe. Exhale, reach it out. Right foot to the side. Keep the right shoulder down. Yeah. And maybe you stay, or maybe there's a hinge. Breathing in. And then as you exhale, hinging your hips back. Lift back up, breathe in. Breathe out. Tree pose. And being kind to yourself along the way, especially with any wobbles, anytime you fall over. And then land the right foot down. Final vinyasa, final sun salutation here. Breathe in, lift up. Breathe out, fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, vinyasa. And then just place the knees down again. Hips to heels, child's pose. Inch your fingers forward just a little more. Feeling the breadth of the breath here, so breathing wide into the ribs. Helping us slow down our nervous system, helping to regulate it more. Lift yourself up. Slide your knees forward. And then come on down to your back. Take your feet wide. Bend your knees. And then just knock them from side to side. You can kind of imagine like window wipers. Then for our final position, although if there are any other movements that you'd like to go through, go for it. Otherwise, we'll find our way into Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined bound angle pose with the soles of the feet together, the knees dropping out wide. Done a lot of opening through the adductors today, so you might notice you can go a little lower than you've been able to in previous goes. Keep the breath going into the belly and the ribs, maybe even into the upper chest. If you wanted to stay here for the remainder of your practice, you're most welcome to. If you'd prefer to finish in Shavasana, you can extend your legs out long. Relax the body, slow the breath down. If you notice your thoughts veer into the Ahimsa, the harmful, the violent, come back to your heart, the space of love, of kindness, being honest with ourselves, but encouraging, empathetic. Start to take a deeper breath. Let's wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingers. And then let's make our way up into a seat. And as we head out into the rest of the day, let's remember Ahimsa, non-violence, not only to the others around us, but also to ourselves. Being kind in our words, our actions, our thoughts, being honest with ourselves, being honest with others. And remember, that doesn't necessarily mean that we speak distruth in order to try and please others. Let's finish with a breath together. Breathing in through the nose, lifting up tall. And breathing out, letting it go. Thank you, my friends. I hope you enjoyed the practice. If you've got any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I can't wait to move and be with you again sometime soon, whether that's here on YouTube or on Patreon, where we have some longer exclusive classes.